Hey, thank you for joining me for another mini vlog and update on our Airbnb, our tiny house in Atlanta. It has truly been a joy bringing this home online. If you've seen a few of our other videos, you've noticed that my aunt completely decorated and transformed which was once my yoga studio, my shed in the back, into what you'll see now is our Airbnb. We've had a few guests thus far, and happy to say we have 5-star ratings. So I'm very proud of the work and effort we put in. But on this day, I had to clean it up and prepare for, future booking opportunities since we just completed a weekend with guests. When I was rushing out my house in order to get over to the tiny house to clean it up, I said, I'm going to take my food over, bring my coffee, and just use this opportunity to not only record some footage of the Airbnb, but also to relax and unwind. For some reason, I find cleaning to be a bit therapeutic. I love just being able to usually be in a space and turn the music on and pull up my sleeves and get to scrubbing. But this time I decided not to put music on because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to upload the video, whether or not I would use just the actual sounds or do like I'm doing a voiceover. And I didn't want any copyright strikes in the background. So needless to say, I was in here without any music, just the sounds of my breath and the activities I was doing, and it was beautiful. It was luxurious. I actually brought this video down from an hour long to 30 minutes by speeding it up, but I was in here for an hour just really reviewing the laundry, making sure the towels were really white. In different lighting you may not see stains, and I just wanted to make sure that they were nice and fresh and clean before folding them up and rehanging them. Also, what was left on the agenda was just to add a duvet cover on top of this comforter, putting up all the sheets and the extra sheets, and then to vacuum, because prior to bringing in the laundry, about a few days ago, I've already did all the mopping and dusting and cleaning and disinfecting many of the areas in this space. So I love it. I love the feel when you walk into this tiny house. It feels so cozy. It feels luxurious and open and smells fresh. So I am just always thinking of how can I improve it. I think I got bit. Usually, my investors who flip houses, they tell me, once you do one, after you finish it, when you're doing it, it feels like, an impossible mission. It feels horrible. It feels hard and challenging. But when it's complete and you stand back and see the fruit of your labor, then you're like so relieved and proud of yourself. And then when you sell it, you're looking for that next project, because it's something about the thrill, the high of, preparing a space and acquiring the right items for the space and the right fixtures, and just really, trying to bring the vision that you have on paper to life. And when it's over, you're looking for that high again. And that's where I think I am now. I go into this space. I love it. I'm always looking for how to improve it. We know we want to put up some artwork on that back wall back there. But in addition to this space, I'm now always thinking about what's the next house that we can acquire and do it all over again, right? Do it all over again. Have my aunt, who co hosts this one with me, but have her also do the same thing on the next one, design it, decorate it, and get it going. Now, naturally, it's not cheap. It is not, inexpensive to get everything, to get an Airbnb up and running. But it feels really rewarding once you have somebody stay and they say, 5 stars, or this was such a great vacation for me because the home felt good. Your energy in a home feels good. My prayers over the home make the home feel blessed. And I said, yeah, I want to do it again. We want to make money first off of this one before we take on too much and, get another one. So some of the things that I am left to do is really get this house, we call it the Nia house, the purpose house, but the Nia house, get it listed on some of the other vacation rental spots like VRBO, TripAdvisor, bookings.com, and just get it up on the other spaces so that it can stay booked. I am always toying with the idea of, does it need to have its own Facebook page, or should I create an Instagram page? What else can I do to bring more people to it so that they take a look at it and want to see it and find it to be a good space for them to, utilize throughout their stay in Atlanta. I do understand that, the size is a limitation for people, because a lot of people who are traveling, they may not be a solo traveler. They may be traveling with family and they need 2 to 3 bedrooms. But those who are, traveling, and those who are local, who may just want a weekend space to get away, I think this is a perfect option for someone who wants to come and stay in town. So those are the things that I'm praying for, more revelation and ideas, so that God can tell me how to make sure I get it out there so that it can stay booked and we can make a good income from this space in order to be able to justify getting another space. So yeah, I'm changing the sheets here, and this is not necessarily my forte, cleaning and changing sheets and doing all of this stuff, although I enjoy cleaning when I have to do it, because it is relaxing when I want to do it. Of course, like anything, when you don't want to do something, it's not very relaxing. But when you're doing an Airbnb or any kind of vacation home, or a room for a guest, or guest room, you're really looking at it and critiquing everything about it. And so let me tell you, if this was my bed, these sheets would have been on and it would have been done. But I was pulling the sheets out and going back and forth because my aunt, who is a stickler for details, I said to myself, she is going to be like, why are these sheets wrinkled? And guys, I tell you, I literally took them out of the dryer after they got washed, took them out of the dryer, shook them out, and well, I did fold them, but I don't know, somewhere along the line they got wrinkled. And so I was back and forth drinking my coffee, pondering in my head, what am I going to do? Because I cannot make this bed, with all seriousness and leave the sheets wrinkled, because I kept hearing my aunt's voice in my head, like, these need to be ironed, or where's the steamer? So what I did was got my shoes on, as you saw, and I had to walk myself back to the house and get the steamer so that I can knock out at least some of those wrinkles and feel good about doing my best. And also feel good to know that if my aunt pulled back those sheets, she wouldn't be disappointed or, upset that I went ahead and made that bed with those very wrinkled sheets. And it makes sense. But what I learned now, what we need to buy are some, I guess, hotel wrinkle resistant sheets in order to make it easier for us. Some of the things I'm learning so much along the way with this hospitality journey, but I'll just tell you a few things that I've learned. One, I need wrinkle resistant sheets. That's one lesson there. Two, blackout curtains. Although I like bright and sunny spaces, everyone does not like to rise with the sun. So the ability to control the sunlight coming in is very important. So blackout curtains is the second lesson that I learned. Number three, the third lesson is less is more, right? So initially, when we started, it was really wonderful to have these throws, blankets, a quilt, a comforter, and just all of these little comforting amenities that you find wonderful in your own home. Well, as a host, I found that it's just more work. It's really more for you to wash once your guests leave, even if they did not use it, because you don't know if they used it or not, or you don't know if they put their clothes on top of it or anything. So even when your guests leave, you have to wash things. And so I was like taking, everything out of here after the guests left, and I said, this is too much. We have like two different throws, or maybe three different throws in here. We had a quilt, we had the comforter, and it was just a lot that to wash, and somebody may not even have used it. And I know that the guests that we recently had didn't use some of the items, because I told you about some of the interactions on one of my last videos. But they used one of the quilts to cover up a window so that it could be really dark in there. We had overhead, I can't remember the name of what you call them, but anyway, it's like a transom that are high up on the other side, that's not facing this way, that's facing the other way, and it kind of lets the sun in, because it's where the sun rises, in the east, facing the east side. And they literally put the quilt up there in a little box so that the sun would not come in. So there I had a quilt that I had to completely wash, that wasn't used with anybody sleeping on it, but it still had to be washed. So I removed, on this go round, you'll see I removed all the little tchotchkes and little things that was going to make it more difficult for me to be able to clean up and provide the next guest with a nice stay. So those are a few things. Oh, I also learned that having a duvet on top of the comforter is key, because then it's easier to clean the duvet opposed to, just a comforter. You can always easily pull the cover off the duvet. Oh, another thing that I learned is important is disclosure. I realized that I have a feather or a down comforter in here, and I think that's going to be extra important to disclose on probably the booking site, because if somebody is allergic to down or down pillows, that can be a hazard. So I have to disclose that. What else? I'm trying to think of some of the other key little things that I can pass along. Oh, you see, I'm steaming the bed here. This was really cool. This bed has electrical outlets right built inside of it. It also has slots for you to be able to charge your phone, and that's one of the things I really like about this bed. Not to mention it has some lights on it and a remote, so if you wanted to have like some mood lighting, you can do so from this bed. But I do like that it has a charger and power right inside the bed. It was helpful for me when I wanted to just steam and knock out some of the heavier wrinkles in this sheet. So yeah, I do have a few decorations up for the holiday in there. Put like some little snow trees on top of the bed. There's a nutcracker over there on top of the loft, and right on this desk is a Christmas tree that I did add some lights to. But I didn't go all out. I think I added one more thing in the kitchen, which is like either a pot holder or something like that, so that it has a little bit of holiday cheer. But I didn't add too much, because when the holiday is over, I want to easily be able to take those things up, put them inside the basket up there on top of the loft until next year. The next thing I do want to work on is on the exterior of the tiny house, which is also my backyard. And it's been raining and cold and not really motivating for me to go out. But I want to make back there, in addition to really getting my koi pond up and running, I want to make like an edible garden. So come, I guess, maybe February, I'll start working on acquiring some of the things needed to plant for the spring, so that it could be a really nice oasis for the guests and myself. My husband and I bought a hammock when we were on our last, not the last, one of the Virgin Voyage cruises, and we have yet to put the hammock up. And every time I go on a cruise, I enjoy the hammock that they have there on the terrace, and always say to myself, like, why did we not put that hammock up? I love how it feels, just relaxing and resting in the hammock. So, but here I am fiddling with this duvet cover, and good thing it's just a queen size bed. The duvet covers drive me crazy when they're like a king size, but I have kind of mastered being able to put these on without struggling and keeping them aligned. Just look, this is practice. I was practicing in my life, all my life, for hospitality. I told my husband when I first met him that it was my goal, and it really still is my goal, to have a little motel or a micro hotel. There have been some listed in various parts of the country, not necessarily high-rise hotels or Hilton or anything, but there are like lodges on highways that have been listed for great prices. And I see, us acquiring some of those and really turning them into a nice place for people to stay after they've been traveling from distances. And what was interesting to learn is that my husband actually has his degree in hospitality. So I think I told him, I said, we were meant to be, we were meant to team up. Throughout this process of getting this tiny house together, Frank, he was the builder in everything. So everything that's up and built, really, Frank put it all together. And this was really sweet. Everybody had a good role to play. My aunt, like I said, she completely did the whole design, and she put things up too in here. But Frank, he came through for us, and he has such a great spirit. He came through. Anytime a box came in, and I told him what it was, the next thing I know, when I came home from work, he was in here building it, putting it together, making sure everything was ready in a timely manner for us to, begin to host some guests.
Right now,
So I'm really thankful for the team that I have. And so I'm going to let you continue to watch my little cleaning here, cleaning up our tiny house. And thank you for tuning in. Again, if this is your first time joining, please subscribe. My name is Nia George, and I have a lot of different content. Sometimes it's really random, but it's mostly pertaining to my life, my family, our travels, and our streams of income.